Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Smoking Syndicate. I'm your host, Ben Lee, here in the Tactile Heights Studios in beautiful Black Mountain, North Carolina. And for this review, we're going to be taking a look at the EP Carrillo Short Run 2021 in the short play size. So, how did it do? Stay tuned and find out. The EP Carrillo Short Run was a small batch limited cigar line basically that started in 2010 and went on to 2016. Now, what was pretty interesting about it was it was using small batch of tobacco that couldn't be a normal regular run, but each year it came out with a different wrapper. It was only twice that they used an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, but in 2 years. But other than that, each wrapper was different. Now they came back out with it in 2021, which is the one that we're reviewing today. And let's take a look at this cigar here. Now I'm reviewing the Robusto size, which is called the short play. It is a 5x50 Robusto, retailing for $7.50. Now take a look at that wrapper. It's kind of a beautiful looking wrapper. It's got that that brown reddish wrapper that Colorado wrappers have. A little bit mottled, and kind of rusticated looking, but I think it looks nice. Pretty nice band. Look at the foot there. The band, is the old style original EP Carrillo, going back with the retro theme as well too. And this one is one that I was able to get my hands on. The small batches sell out pretty fast. Now I know Coop did one, I believe it was a Toro size called the extended play, and I'm going to put a link in the description for this video so you can go and check that one out as well. Now, this cigar has an Ecuadorian Habano Colorado Maduro wrapper, binder from Nicaragua, and fillers from Dominican and Nicaragua. It's made in the Tabacalera Alianza factory for EP Carrillo. So I'm gonna go ahead and light this up, and I'll be back to give you my overall impression of the cigar. See you in a second. Everybody, I'm back. And I'm into the cigar a little bit. You can see this one is actually burning a little bit weird. There was like a run right there that the run has stopped, but it's still burning a little bit faster on that side. But this is the third cigar that I've smoked for this review. All of them have been pretty identical. Really good draw. Got that nice book shake draw. They burn really well. Now, on the first third of this cigar, I get a lot of cedar and leather, a little bit of graham cracker, black pepper, like a pecan nutty note, and white pepper along with that black pepper. The little bit of that sharpness you get with the white pepper is in there as well. And it actually lingers on the palate for quite a while. The white pepper part of it does. Now, when I retrohale the cigar, I get a lot of the white pepper and the cedar on the retrohale. Now, in the beginning of the cigar, I would say it's more medium bodied than probably medium full, but it's still got a lot of body, a lot of good flavor. Uh, Pretty decent finish on it. I wouldn't say it's a long finish, kind of a medium finish, but still really good. Now, as it burns down in the second third, kind of the same as before, but I started picking up kind of like a coffee bean note on it as well that I thought I really love that. Like if you've watched my reviews before, so watched any of our shows, that's one of my favorite notes to get in a cigar is that coffee bean. And I started getting it not very strong, but it started coming in around the second third. And I got a little bit more of that pecan note as well, and some earthiness has crept in the middle of the cigar as well. Retrohale kind of say the same. I will say this, a little caveat here when you're smoking this cigar, you really need to smoke it a little bit slower than you would a normal cigar. Because I've noticed if I smoke the cigar a little bit too fast, that it gets a little acrid. It's not too bad, but I just noticed if you puff on it too quick and it gets too hot, it gets that really acrid flavor that's not very enjoyable. So just kind of slow down on it. One other kind of note on this one too is maybe this cigar likes a higher humidity level. Now I usually keep my cigars around 68% humidity. Now that I moved to North Carolina and I'm in the mountains, the air is a lot drier here. I used to keep it on 65% when I lived, back on the Mississippi Gulf Coast and in Florida, because once you go outside, it kind of absorbs like a couple of percentage points of humidity. So I kind of like it around 68%. This one, I bumped it up to 68%, but I think it can really be used, get more of the good flavor profile, and maybe it was bumped to 70. That could be something else too besides smoking it slow. Is maybe like give it time to get absorb more humidity. No, it's just a suggestion. I don't know. I haven't tried that yet, but it's something that just popped in my head. Anyway, as it goes down the last third, kind of get the same notes: that coffee, the leather, the coffee bean, or cedar leather, coffee bean, the pecan note, the earthiness is there, white pepper, and on a retro hill now, actually that white pepper on the retro hill kind of turns into more black pepper because it doesn't have that sharpness to it. It just has that nice kind of spicy kick that you get from black pepper, along with cedar, and I get a little bit of that graham cracker on the retro hill in the back on the final third as well. Also, to me, the body of this is kind of ramped up to a more uh, high end, of the medium, like a medium full body, but still, a medium finish. I think this cigar is really good. I've always enjoyed the short runs. I've always thought they were really interesting cigars, especially with the different wrappers that they've used. It's always been kind of a favorite of mine for EP Carrillo. So for this one, I think it's a good addition to the short run, the 2021. And I'm looking forward to 2022, which I think is out by the time you watch this video. But we'll check that out more when we go to the PCA trade show the next couple of weeks. But I'm gonna give the score. I'm gonna give it an 89. I think it's a solid cigar, one to check out. Great price point at 750. That's not bad at all. I don't know. So Bear and I were talking about this cigar the other night when I was smoking one of the review sample that I took my notes on, and he actually said he got a lot of creaminess in the middle of the cigar. I had to get none of that. So might be another one where the humidity might factor a lot in the cigar. There are some cigars where just a couple percentage points of humidity makes a massive difference. This could be one. It's one that I'm probably going to do a little more experiments with because, he lives in Dallas, so I mean it's dry there, but I think he keeps his a little bit higher humidity than I do. So it could be a factor with the humidity where if you get a bit higher humidity, you get a little bit more flavor, it gets a little bit smoother, but it's something to kind of play around with. But as is, the way I normally smoke cigars without changing anything extra, that's an 89 for me, which is it's a decent score. It's a good quality score. So you go check these out in your local cigar shops and let me know what you think. On that note, I'll see you next time.